Welcome to Fantasia, home to Melodious. My name's Azallea, and today gonna be bringing you guys another post-duel commentary. Now this time, playing in round number 6 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Non-Meta Tournament, co-hosted by me and my friend Zong. So my opponent just immediately starts off. I believe this is the fastest we've jumped into a game. Link 2411 using Tellarknights Skybridge on his Altair. Now Altair gets shuffled back to the deck after he summons the Deneb, and Deneb gets to search the Altair that he just shuffled back. This is really good for him because he gets to set up his Tellarknights and get them into circulation. Deneb searches a monster, and Altair can bring back a Tellarknight monster from the graveyard, which is really nice. So Altair can bring back Deneb, and Deneb can search when it's summoned for another Altair, get those rank 4 plays going. So on my turn, I'm facing against 3 back row, typical Tellarknight stuff, right? Use the Hymn of Light immediately to summon the Saphra and tribute the Benton from my hand. I don't go for the Ritual Sanctuary, I don't go for the Terraforming first, just because I want to see if I can bait out his Telenova Alphas. Now, Alpha is their counter trap, and it I believe it tributes one of their Tellarknights on the field, and then it can negate either a monster effect, a spell card, or a trap card that I activate, and then they get to draw a card afterwards. So I just want to see if I could get that baited. I don't want him negating my Ritual Sanctuary, but if the Hymn of Light did get negated, I could just Ritual Sanctuary, discard the Terraforming, and search for another Hymn of Light and go for Ritual play regardless, right? So yeah, I go main phase 2, decide to search out for Ritual Sanctuary. I really don't want my Ritual Sanctuaries being negated by my opponents and destroyed. I really want to keep them on the field, and I want to keep them in circulation. I don't want to go through all 3 of them because, as I've mentioned in previous videos, they're the main source of the grind game for this deck. They're really important. So I decided to go main phase 2 and, well, discard one of the Ritual Sanctuary, so I guess disregard what I just said, and search for a Hymn of Light. This is important because if my opponent goes for a Triver, one of their XYZ monsters that bounces all the cards on the field back to the hand when it's summoned, then Saphra will get returned to my hand, so I can set up for another Ritual play regardless, right? So during the end phase, I actually used Saphra's effect to discard the Altair from my opponent's hand because I knew that was the only card that they had. Little did I know that he had the Oasis of the Dragon Souls, which he uses on his turn. Kind of a misplay there, and I'll point out why. I'll explain why. During my end phase, where I discarded the Altair from his hand, he should have used the Oasis of the Dragon Souls then. Brought back his Altair, summoned the Deneb, and Deneb could search. Right, so in that case, because all the Tellarknights are limited to a once per turn effect, right, that means this turn he can't use his Deneb and Altair again, which does come into play in just a little bit. Now here my opponent activates Genesis Tellarknight, which destroys spell and trap cards on the field equal to the number of Tellarknight cards, other Tellarknight cards that he controls. So right now he controls 3 cards. He has Altair, he has Deneb, and he has the Skybridge, which he chained after the Genesis. So here, when Genesis resolves, there's 3 cards on the field. There's Skybridge, there's Deneb, and there's Vega. So he has to destroy 3 cards, which means that he has to destroy one of his face downs, the face down that he had set that we didn't know what it was. And this is actually really important because Genesis Tellarknight can't destroy itself when it resolves. Kind of like how if you play MST, you can't MST your own MST. That's the case for Genesis Tellarknight. So he destroyed that Floodgate Trap Hole that he had set, which of course would have been good to use against me, but yeah, I don't know why he didn't use it on the Saphra. Anyway, he manages to get 3 monsters out onto the field, the Unukohai, the Deneb, and the Vega, and he overlays for a, whoa, surprisingly, a Deltaros. I was really expecting him to go for the Triver here, but Deltaros trying to pop my Saphra, but I can protect her with the Hymn of Light, which I believe he forgot that it had that effect. So it's taking a minute to read the Hymn of Light, I bet, there. And then he enters the battle phase. Again, surprising, because I searched out the Honest with the Ben 10 earlier, and yeah, he realizes it now in the chat. But yeah, there goes his Deltaros, and that was another big misplay on his part. So that's a huge string of misplays. yeah, it's just quite unfortunate for him. So here, this is what I meant by it'll come in handy when he can use his Altair and Deneb effects again, because he uses Altair, Deneb, and Unukolhai in that turn. So when Deltaro summons a Tellarknight monster from the deck, he basically can't do anything with that effect. Essentially just summoning an Unukolhai and then not being able to do anything else. If he hadn't used Altair's effect that turn, he could summon an Altair, and Altair can summon something like a Deneb back from his graveyard. And then that Deneb can search for an Altair, which can set up for his next turn. But anyway, I go for another Saphra play, attributing the Ben 10, searching out for the Soprano. Now I go for that because I have that Instant Fusion, and Instant Fusion can bring back the Cannon from my graveyard. And this is important because now Soprano can fuse with Cannon, and I can go for Shiberta, and Shiberta can prevent him from bringing back his Tellarknights, or his important ones, by banishing, you know, his Denebs or Altairs or Unukolhais, whatever he needs. It prevents him from using his Altair if he top decks it, his Soul Charge, Call the Haunteds, Oasis of Dragon Souls, so it's a very disruptive card to have. But looks like that won't be necessary because I will be attacking for game here, so yeah, that was quite unfortunate that he made that string of misplays. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be watching this video and just slapping himself for all those mistakes that he made. But yeah, anyway, that does it for game number 1. Let's hop right into game number 2. Alright, and welcome back to game number 2. So during the side deck process, I sided out a copy of Summoner Monk and a copy of First Movement Solo, mostly because summoning Arya is pretty bad against Tellarknights because Triver can just bounce everything back to my hand. And I sided in 2 copies of Galaxy Cyclone because I know Tellarknights are a very back row heavy deck. Anyway, my opponent gets to start, and he goes for the Unukolhai and sends the Deneb, I believe, from the deck to the graveyard. That's the typical setup that Tellarknights want to have. And yeah, okay, so he goes for a Stellar Knight Skybridge, yet again opening up with a really nice play. But I decide to drop the Maxi on this because I'm pretty sure that he's going to bring out the Altair, and he has no choice really but to continue with this. He could stop at this point though, with a Altair and a Deneb, depending on what the other cards in his hand might be. So looking at my hand here, I have a really amazing start. I have Ritual Sanctuary, a Terraforming, which can grab me another copy of Ritual Sanctuary, which is nice. Pre-Preparation of Rites grabs me the Hymn of Light and Saphra, and Ritual Sanctuary can discard my Metaphor's Fusion to grab a Ben 10. So Ben 10 will grab me a Search when I Ritual Summon, and Metaphor's Fusion gets to shuffle itself back to get a draw. And then he summons the Tellarknight Vatlamaias, and I believe I take a minute to read this. So everything on the field becomes dark, which is pretty important because I do have XYZs that require light monsters. And he can detach 1 material from that card and discard 1 card to special summon a light Tellarknight XYZ monster from his extra deck. So normally he's going to summon Triver on top of that. But yeah, anyway, I think... yeah, he can't really do anything on my turn. I was just making sure if it was a quick effect or not. It needs like 7 materials or something like that to activate during either player's turn, which is anyway, Terraforming to search for another copy of Ritual Sanctuary, just because he doesn't know I have my first copy in hand. So searching 1 out with the Terraforming makes him think, okay, well this is his first copy. So if he does negate it, I have the surprise second copy in my hand. That's always nice to just keep in mind. So search out for the Ben 10 by discarding the Metaphor's Fusion, and then search out the Hymn of Light and Saphra, completing the ritual combo that I need here. So yeah, I'm just gonna go straight for the summon with the Hymn of Light, summon the Saphra by attributing the Ben 10, and Ben 10 gets to grab a search. Now in this case, since everything on the field becomes dark, you know, grabbing Honest is not a good idea because it wouldn't work. But what I can do is grab a Cannon, so now I can normal summon my Soprano and special summon the Cannon and go for a rank 4 play that way, or I can go for a fusion play, but there's no real need. But yeah, anyway, I shuffle back the Metaphor's Fusion and draw into the Galaxy Cyclone that I sided in. Very clutch play here because I blow up the Quaking Mirror Force that's in his back row. So very lucky hit on my part. So yeah, get the Soprano and the Cannon onto the field and go for a Castel. Now Castel can put back the Vatlamaias and Now Vatlamaios, it has 2600 attack for a rank 4, so it's pretty good, and Saphra can't attack over it, right? Not without the help of Honest, which I can't use because everything is a dark. But now, put the Vatlamaios back into the extra deck, and now I'm free to go and attack for some damage. However, keep in mind that I do have the instant fusion here, so bring out the Norden, and Norden can bring back another monster from my graveyard. I believe I bring back the cannon. Yeah, so there we go. Bring out the cannon from my graveyard. Now I can overlay. I can overlay into another rank 4. I believe I might want to go for a Fairy Cheergirl, but yeah, I was just contemplating my options here. Decide to go for a Ritual Sanctuary to bring the Soprano out from the graveyard. I can go for a fusion play right here, but I decide, okay, I think I can attack for game, so I can overlay the Norden and the cannon for something. So I decide to overlay it for the Fairy Cheergirl. Now Fairy Cheergirl grabs me another draw, but detaching the cannon, not discarding. Detaching the cannon as material, putting her back to the graveyard, which is nice. GGs are coming out, but you know how I was saying I was attacking for game? Yeah, well, he has 8,000 life points, right? This is not game. Just by doing a quick calculation of the damage I have on the field, I come out to be about 200 damage short. Not about, like exactly 200 damage short, right? And that sucks. That just really sucks. And I do make a little misplay when I went for the Fairy Cheergirl play there, so I should have went and overlaid Norden and the cannon for the Fairy Cheergirl if I was gonna do it. Detach the cannon for the draw, and then Ritual Sanctuary summon the Soprano back, so I can add the cannon from the graveyard back to my hand. That would have been a better play, right? But I could have gone for game if I went for any other larger XYZ than a Fairy Cheergirl. I could have gone for Utopia, Utopia Lightning, anything like that. It would have been really good. But now my opponent gets to mount a comeback. Summoning the Vega, Vega summons the Altair, and Altair gets to grab a Deneb back from the graveyard. Man, if only I hit one of those cards from his hand with my Saphra's End Phase effect. I believe I hit the Unukohai from his hand when I used Saphra's End Phase effect. So my opponent goes and searches for an Unukohai with his Deneb, and that was really weird to me because I thought, okay, well normally you're going to search for an Altair, so that just tells me that he's going to recycle that Altair that he has on the field. He's somehow going to return that Altair back to his hand. And that's something that I just, you know, having played against Tellarknights enough, I understood that that was what's going to happen. So he summons the Vatlamaios from his extra deck and discards the Unukohai that he just searched to summon the Triver right on top of it. And now Triver gets to bounce back everything on the field, including the Altair that was on his field. Personally, I would not have done that. Personally, I would just overlaid all 3 of his monsters to go for a Triver right then and there, because Vatlamaios prevents my opponent from special summoning for the rest of the turn after you use Vatlamaios' effect. That's very important because when my opponent goes to main phase 2, he is, as you can see, taking a while because he can't overlay Stellar Knight Stellar Diamond, oh, that's a mouthful, on top of the Triver because Vatlamaios prevents him from special summoning again. So, not able to summon that Diamond. Diamond, I believe, has 2700 attack, so would have been nice to have. But looking at this field right now, he only has a 2100 attack monster, and I have access to his Saphra because I have the pre-preparation of rights, and I have a Saphra in hand to use as tribute fodder. So yeah, that just really blows for him because I could just attack over the Triver and easily go for a game. And yeah, I believe here I point out to him that Vatlamaios prevents him from summoning that diamond from his extra deck. Anyway, I destroy the Oasis of Dragon Souls in his back row with the Twin Twisters, which he chained, and summon the Vega from the graveyard. Vega activates and summons the Altair from his hand, which summons the Deneb from his graveyard, and searches another Altair. Really good loop, would have been very nice setup for him if it was not for the fact that he has 200 life points left, right? So, at this point, I believe I just go for a Hymn of Light, and I go for a Saphra. Although, to be honest, I should have just activated the Ritual Sanctuary, discarded the soul charge, went for a Ben 10, so I can tribute the Ben 10 and get an additional search. Yeah, and if I did that, then I wouldn't have to use the Ritual Sanctuary effect to shuffle back to bring back Cannon. I could just search for a Cannon, so I can normal summon the Soprano, special summon the Cannon. Just little things that I'm picking up as I'm looking back at this replay. He's telling me to just attack for game, but no, we have to style on him, alright? Who knows what that card could be in his hand, even though we know it's an Altair. It could be an Honest, you never know with this game. So we just go for a Cowboy and get that 800 burn damage in. So that does it for game number 2, and that does it for this video. So I just want to give a very special thanks to my opponent, Link2411, for playing my worst nightmare back in the old format, from the Duelist Alliance format, Tellarknights. So yeah, anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please leave a like, subscribe for more Melodious content, and leave a comment down below letting me know what I can do to improve. And until next time, take care.